Hi. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I typically make bookish content, movie content, and anything else in between because I like to do whatever I want on this channel, and tonight is going to be movie content. Spooky season is upon us, so therefore we are starting my spooky season movie reaction videos. And just like all the years previous, I've always started with a silent film. So therefore tonight I am also doing a silent film. I am going to be watching 1920s, so we're going back 103 years, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Of course, I've read the book. For many American high schools, this is required reading. However, I somehow escaped it in high school. I don't know. So I chose to read this. I read this on my own my sophomore year of college. I don't quite remember what my opinion on the book was since it's been so long. I'm due for a reread. But rather than reread, I'm just gonna jump into the movie. The movie stars John Barrymore, who I've actually seen before recently. I watched Grand Hotel back in August, and I think he's a very handsome man, and weirdly enough, there were some angles in that movie where he looked like Walt Disney. So I'm excited to see him in this. All the reviews on Letterboxd and whatnot say he's amazing in this. There's many versions of this movie out there, especially on YouTube. A lot of people are uploading the full movie, so I am watching the one from Cult Cinema Classics. So if the music seems off to you and it's not the music you heard in your version, that's why. There's so many versions out there and they all have a different score. And I'm really excited to jump into this. It's been a while since I've done a movie reaction. I think the last time I did one was like March, April when I did Wings, another silent movie. We do a lot of silent movies on this channel, and I think they're great, especially for spooky season. Those silent movies kind of, I don't want to say they scare me, but they definitely unsettle me a bit more than modern day horror movies. That being said, let's jump into the movie reaction. In each of us two natures are at war, the good and the evil. All our lives the fight goes on between them, and one of them must conquer. But in our own hands lies the power to choose what we want most to be, and we are. Okay. Spooky. I like the pictures on the title cards. Sharp. The human repair shop. What a way to word that. Clearly a very popular man. Again, all I remember is the big reveal from this book, so like everything else, this is all new to me in a sense, because I literally remember nothing else. What has happened to the eyesight of elderly Duke of X? Or is he deliberately overlooking the interesting little friendship between his gay and frivolous bride and... Ooh!
Lowe's knows every pro needs a...
Okay, I wasn't expecting there to be a fucking commercial. He like genuinely cares for the poor. Yeah, because I think that's good, as long as he like genuinely cares, so he doesn't have some, again, because I don't remember anything, if he doesn't have some like ulterior motive, I think that's a really good thing to do. But it has to be yeah, considering what Dr. Hyde is, like it has to be from the good of his heart. Dr. Hyde, Mr. Hyde, whatever. My dear Lady Camden, a beautiful woman like you is paradise for the eyes, but hell for the soul. Oh, romantic. John Barrymore is very handsome from the side profile, I will say. It's like a guy's makeup and face. He aged well. Like if I'm comparing him to this movie and in Grand Hotel, like he looks his age, like he looked like he aged, but a very fine manner. Very pretty person. I feel like there's a character like that in a lot of literature. Isn't it by serving others that one develops himself, Sir George? But that could also be true. A man cannot destroy the savage in him by denying its impulses. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. With your youth, you should live as I have lived. I have my memories. What will you have at my age? I mean, helping the poor is a good memory. Especially considered back then and how the poor, I mean, they're still thrown away today. But like how the poor were thrown away back then. Okay, Miss Gina. Does that guy, the white wig, have something on his face, like a mask or something? Or am I just being really mean? Oh, she's pretty. She seems very unimpressed. Maybe not. God, he's so pretty, and I can't get over that. With his guy liner and everything. And the heavy makeup, obviously, on his brows. I have a feeling this homeless woman is gonna, I don't know if she's homeless, but poor woman is gonna come into play. These old classics love mentioning the immortal soul. I'm reading Gone with the Wind right now, and Ashley Wilkes makes a big deal about it too. I mean, there's a reason they're together, but okay. It's so funny too, because wait, science has wrought miracles. Why not? I mean, go for it, dude. But it's so funny too, because like the actual story, you both God and devil. I mean, why not? Sounds fun to me. The actual story of this, which I learned while I was in Edinburgh, Scotland, is not as macabre as I thought it would be. But I'll get to that at the end. Think what it would mean to yield to every evil impulse, yet leave the soul untouched. I mean, you'd wreak havoc, but okay. Wreak havoc? I don't know what it said. His imagination afire with this new idea, and his whole being mastered by the exploring passion of the scientist, Jekyll spent days and nights in his laboratory. I can see why, I don't know if y'all seen the show Penny Dreadful, but that, first of all, society let that show cancel itself way too fast. I'm still mad about it. Second, but the show's about all these classic characters like Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, whatnot, coming together. And in the third season, it's like a whole thing that he's friends, that Dr. Frankenstein is friends with Dr. Jekyll. They went to school together, and I could see why the creator of Penny Dreadful did that. I mean, because both stories have very interesting themes around the, you know, the immortal soul and the human soul. That transition, that cinematography, okay. Did a hell of a job with that. God, he looks really cool as Mr. Hyde. Like the makeup and all. Like if John Barrymore didn't have such sharp edges to his facial structure, you can almost argue he doesn't look the way he did as Dr. Jekyll. Which means the makeup department, A+, hope they got a raise. And now the question, did the drug have the power to restore him to his normal state? But I feel like as Mr. Hyde, considering what Mr. Hyde's supposed to be, I'm shocked that in that mental state he can do all of this, what he's doing right now. I mean, maybe this begs the question for later in the movie, I don't know. But like, would Mr. Hyde want to go back as Dr. Jekyll? You know? It's like a whole interpretive dance. Friend of yours. But also, what else is he supposed to say? Ooh, the winged eyeliner. We love to see it. In the impenetrable mask of another identity, Hyde set forth upon a sea of license to do what he, as Jekyll, could not do. Imagine just being such a good person, you need to create an evil persona in order to do anything else. God, his hands. Oh, I love these costumes and set designs for this flashback. Was that them? Like, was that John Barrymore and Nita Naldi, I think her name was? Oh, okay, proposal of marriage. Y'all just, oh, never mind. Thought he was gonna propose to Gina. I was gonna be like, y'all just met, but okay. But again, I'm reading Gone with the Wind. People back then, they got married within like 2 days of each other. So whatever. It's actually believable. That would make people so suspicious. Like, you gotta think these things through. As Hyde plunged deeper into vice, his trail was soon strewn with victims of his depravity. This artwork and the title cards, man. Beautiful. Shot. He is such a beautiful man. I'm so sorry. That is not the point of this movie, but he is so pretty. Can you imagine watching this live in 1920 and the orchestra just going silent to do that knock? Ooh, that would scare me. Girl, she's like, I do like Into the Life of Millicent, the shadow of evil now began to creep. Oh no. But I do like visually, as the movie goes on and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde become like distinct personalities, John Barrymore does get prettier as Dr. Jekyll and then uglier as Mr. Hyde. So the personification of beauty and ugliness as well. What it is about film back then, but women of the 1920s had great eyes. It could be the makeup, the way the film is developed, I don't know, but their eyes are gorgeous. Oh God. So suspicious. Like, he's such a good person Tortured by remorse for Hyde's monstrous cruelties, Jekyll realized at last that the evil nature to which he had voluntarily yielded now threatened to dominate his whole life. I feel like he could do a lot more though, evil-wise. I could just be used to like modern literature and modern movies, but I feel like Hyde hasn't done a lot. His facial expressions are so good. Like the tortured soul versus the evil dude who doesn't give a shit what he's doing. What does that have to do with Hyde? Unless you can explain, I shall have to object to your marriage with my daughter. Also, you are responsible for your own actions, dude. Oh. It looked like something was coming out of his mouth. Oh, is he turning into... Oh. Oh, God, I don't like that face, though. And he did that without the drug. Did he just bite him?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Oh my God. Oh, hello? Because biting wasn't enough. Oh, this girl. Something really bad's about to happen, man. She deserves to know. I'm gonna feel so bad. Is that the lady from earlier that I was commenting about? Does this guy have an Oscar? I feel like he should have one. Like, he's playing two distinct personalities in this, and so very well. Like, he's obviously not gonna have an Oscar for this because the first Oscars were until the late 20s, but surely he had to get one down the line somewhere. I was hoping we'd see one last transformation, but... off guard, outraged nature took her hideous revenge, and out of the black abyss of torment sent upon him the creeping horror that was his other self. God, that's so dramatic. That's horrifying though. Oh, that looks cool. Sleep paralysis demon, but... Bro. Okay, so we got that final transformation I wanted. And he just keeps getting uglier. It's like, what's another classic I can relate this to? The picture of Dorian Gray. The more time goes on, the uglier his picture got. Having exhausted his supply of the essential drug, which alone could ensure even a temporary hold upon his better self, Jekyll dared not leave his... Oh, okay, so that's why Hyde didn't take over. He's not looking as pretty now, though. Could be exhaustion, could be Hyde taking over. That's why he kept the ring. Didn't do shit. poison finally kicking in. And he died as Mr. Hyde. Sleeping Beauty? That would fuck me up though. Like being the guy who discovered that. This is why we don't play God. I get it, but I feel like she kind of deserves to know the truth, but also how do you tell someone that, like, without witnessing it? Would he have believed it if he didn't witness that transformation? Ooh, that's a pretty picture. It's a good shot. What a movie. I wish all this crap wasn't here so I could fucking see it. Damn, what a good final shot, all things considered. So that was 1920's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I do think that was a pretty good movie, like a solid 3 out of 5 stars. I think this movie handled the themes of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde very well, just because I feel like Jekyll and Hyde can't be any less subtle what the themes are. It's good versus evil. Dr. Jekyll is a personification of good, Mr. Hyde is a personification of evil. The duality of man, because everyone has the good and bad parts about them. And Dr. Jekyll learns you really shouldn't separate the two, because that's what makes you human, both the good and the bad parts. And I forgot how the book ended, but I do like how the movie handled the ending by having Dr. Jekyll kill himself in mid-transformation, or at least try to, so he could save those around them, because he realized he messed up. And I do agree with these characters. By killing himself, killing the danger at hand, he did atone for his sins as much as he possibly could. Like I said, this movie brought up the whole immortal soul. Such an interesting topic. Like, I feel like right now we don't really talk about those things anymore just because the way religion is going now, but I'm sure back then when religion, especially Christianity, was so prevalent, like, this idea had to scare people. And especially something like Jekyll and Hyde, where it's a guy essentially playing God, not in the more literal sense that Frankenstein is, but he's playing God in his own way. Which leads to the actual story this is based on, just given Jekyll and Hyde, because, you know, Dr. Jekyll is the scientist, while Mr. Hyde is this evil man murdering people. I was expecting the real story that I learned in Edinburgh, Scotland, to be more macabre. But it's not. From what I remember, it's just this guy, like I think he was a locksmith of sorts. He would fix people's locks and doors by day, steal, and then he would rob them at night. I'm like, ooh, that's not as like scary and messed up as I was expecting, but it is so interesting that, what's the author's name again? Robert Louis Stevenson. It's so interesting that he could take a story like that, like as tame, all things considered, as tame as that, and turn it into something as, you know, messed up, gruesome, and ideally scary as this story is. But that's really all I have to say about this movie. Oh, great use of shadows too. But I talk about that constantly. Silent movies really knew how to play with like set designs and shadows. But I have my first bocce tournament tonight, so I have to head over for that. It starts in an hour. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. Without further ado, I'm gonna peace out and I'll see you guys later. Ciao, tutti. Happy Halloween.